thank you, Trevor, for agreeing to be on this inaugural filming of Go Hard, which is a show that's powered by MI Consulting 246, of which both Mikkel and I are directors, as it were.
Okay.
So the intention really is to interview Barbadians from all walks of life, all careers and so on, and to really give people opportunity to get to know you, the participant, the guest, for whatever reason. Because, for example, you may have something that you may have an organization you might be interested in kind of promoting, or a particular philosophy, or that kind of thing. So we think this is a good opportunity to do that. And of course, there's also opportunity for us to promote what we do as well. Okay. So once again, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for being here. I don't know if Mikkel wants to say anything.
Thanks for joining us, Trevor. Really excited about this interview.
As I was telling Mark, I was aware it was the first, but Mark and I used to play cricket together. So I was telling Mark, I hope I'm a lot more successful opening the batting in your series than I was at under 50 cricket.
So Mikkel, what I would say is ladies first, so I invite you to start the questions and we will follow through it. We will go on, round robin.
Right, Trevor, so we're going to start the ball rolling,
Mm-hmm.
right, in reference to your cricket again. And we're going to ask you, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Westbury Road, specifically Morris Gap, Westbury Road. Went to primary school. I went to primary school with Mark, coincidentally. Attended Wesley Hall. And after the common entrance, I went to Arista College, where I met both of you. And my teenage years were spent in St. Philip, Heading Circle, St. Philip, close to Full Bay. So I had an urban and a rural experience growing up.
All right, so let me ask you a foolish question. Urban or rural, what would you say is your preference?
Urban.
Urban?
And yeah, man, urban. But I think that might have been the age I was at as well. And because my family was from the area, so in the next gap, there are cousins down the hill, parents' cousins. And I think when you're young too, like, or you're a teenager, that's where your most powerful memories are formed, because everything is new. So a lot of what I remember as what I would call childhood memories were formed in Westbury Road. So for me, I would definitely say that was the preference, because I have fond memories.
Okay, so you had a nickname coming up?
Did I have a nickname coming up? Boy, I can't even remember. So probably not. I was chubby, so I know when I was at Wesley Hall, there's a guy who used to call me Fat Sauce.
Wow.
Yeah, I was chubby. I thought that going into Harsa College too. I think at Harsa College it was called Twid, not very creative. Trevor Wood. T-Wood. That was it. Can't remember anything, especially not PG-13 that I would say.
So I won't even hazard a guess.
Nah.
I won't even hazard a guess. Yeah.
So do you have fond memories of the beach growing up, since you were in head-ins and whatnot?
Yeah, well, I have fun. I'm like one of those Bajans who takes the beach for granted. I have aspirations of being able to swim. I've been trying to learn, but I don't know, boy. Like, my body just ain't cut out for it. My fond memories, I happened to live close to the beach both when I was in town. So we would go to Brandon's Beach pretty often. And then where I lived in St. Philip in Headings, go to Full Bay. And I go up there, every now and again. Not necessarily a place you go to bathe, but it's very scenic.
Yeah.
Okay.
St. Philip is a very scenic place. I grew up there as well, most of my formative years. But in terms of formative years, in growing up, what was it you wanted to be? What was it you wanted to do as a career? Or as a
career, I think the thing that attracted me most was psychology. when I was in Harrison College. So
Wow.
I read extensively on psychology. As you know, when there are prize days, you get your prizes in books, right? So you get books on psychology. That was really and I mean, it's still an interest I hold today, but it was something that fascinated me.
Is you still interested in it then, or do you think it's a little too late to go down the formal road?
I think it's a bit too late. I'm about 3 degrees away from being able to practice. And I think, being around people and working with people and getting those cues. And I happen to hold a leadership role. So there's a lot of understanding people that goes into you being successful and helping to make other people successful. And I think that scratches a bit of that itch for me. But the thing about psychology, I think that I found fascinating was trying to understand what makes people tick, like why things are the way they are. And that curiosity can be applied to almost any career, right? If you are interested in learning and understanding, it's something that travels well, regardless of what career you pursue.
So can I ask what caused you to get into the banking scene and whatnot instead of psychology?
I was too poor to go and study psychology. Oh. I could have felt banking, right? So my career, and then, you were talking about philosophy earlier, Mark. And I think what I would say is that even if you don't have a map, you gotta know how to paddle your canoe well, regardless of how rough the water is.
Right.
I actually applied to UE to do psychology. And then I wanted to do economics, but the valedictorian that year couldn't find a job doing economics. And I was computer illiterate. I actually bought my first computer when it was at UE. And the aim was to do computer science and maths, just a little bit, to learn a little bit of computer, and then go to Jamaica to do math and geography, because I was a geography teacher at Harrison College as well. And there was a colleague of mine there who was doing that. And when I was at UE, I obviously was way behind everybody else in computer science. But I worked hard, at night when people were sleeping. I didn't learn to copy and paste till second year. So I was scrolling up, memorizing stuff, scrolling back down, etc. And after the end of my first year, when it was clear I wouldn't be able to go to Jamaica, I dropped maths and I went all in a double major computer science. And I remember looking at a board with an advertisement for a scholarship. And I said, well, I'd really like to be able to get the scholarship, right? This will help me a lot. And as fate was habit, I was fortunate enough to win that scholarship, which earned me a job placement at the bank where I work now. And I've been working for the last 19 years. And I was fortunate enough as well to be valedictorian of my year, studying computer science, starting at zero, right? And so if it's one thing I would say is that I think that you gotta be open to things and kind of invest in yourself, whatever situation you find yourself in, and then just work hard and aim high, right? So that's why I said, nice. The curiosity and the willingness to work hard and try new things, it travels well.
Okay,
definitely.
Right, but that's so well. Then, if I can kind of assume something from it, because you said you started computer science from zero, and you ended up being valedictorian, not just valedictorian, but scholarship winner, and in turn, I know you have a 19-year career in the bank. So over that entire period, so would you say that you were more process oriented or results oriented?
One thing I've started doing recently is anytime you get an or, try to replace it with an and. So you don't find yourself in a false dichotomy, right? I think the two things are symbiotic, because you can't tell if the process is right without the results.
Right.
And without results, the process is pointless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you twisted my arm, what I would say is that the results prove the process, and the process is probably what you want to reinvest in to make sure you continue to get the results. Right. So if I had to choose, I'd say getting the process is probably the more important thing, because process then is how you teach people, right? It's something that's reproducible, which is very important for consistency and performance.
So on that point, so not a cross, but on that point, so then you mentioned process is how you teach people. So I guess then that teaching is a big part of your whole ethos of what you are, because you said you were also a geography teacher at Harrison College, you know. So how have you found that experience? How has that added value to what you do now?
Teaching, how has teaching added value to what I do now? I think teaching and learning, I wouldn't say teaching as much as learning. In technology, I think the half-life of information is much shorter than other industries and other areas. And so you're constantly learning to stay abreast of what's happening. I think on the teaching side, what I would say is that I don't necessarily teach, but I'm very supportive of any form of education, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that extends to people I work with.
Mm-hmm.
That extends to charities I've worked with. That extends to work I do with the university. I'm very passionate about education, particularly as far as computer science is concerned. I mean, it changed my life, right? It gave me an opportunity when I've had otherwise. So learning and education, I would say, are probably where my passion lies more than teaching. I don't recall if Mikhail had to suffer through any of my classes.
No. Thankfully, no.
But she probably heard the bad news and decided to avoid it.
Oh, no, nothing at the start, but I have a question for you. So would you say that